Hello everyone, this is Roxanne Grinage. I'm going to link this video to a video that we did last year where Higher Lyrics announced an administrative solution series for overcoming the educational challenges for educating crime victims of CPS corruption, where caseworkers give erroneous tax advice to parents who have lost their children as a result of a forced adoption or some type of state court malpractice, or a parent just being in complete contempt of the legal custody or the visitation custody order and temporary custody proceedings, and where the girlfriend or boyfriend or the new husband or new wife has a financial incentive for wanting to, and usually a non-taxable income source of Social Security, disability, or welfare. They're getting welfare or public assistance or disability, and they want the children to take them for the various child tax credits, the adoption tax credit, and so on. So we're educating the community this tax season, 2012. Do not take advice from DHHS, Department of Health and Human Services employees, social workers, caseworkers, OCS, especially. It's really bad in Alaska. It's really bad here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where parents are able, male or female, it does not matter, rise above the gender blaming and recognize that kidnap for profit and maximum billing, fraud billing, and fraud of our economy is an equal opportunity people eating machine. It is an equal opportunity victimizer. Everyone is subject. No one is exempt to being destroyed. Their household finances, their persons, their health, their heritage, freedom, career contribution, and future from being destroyed by kidnap for profit billing schemes, maximized billing schemes of foster care placement contractors, adoption contractors, pharmaceutical contractors, behavioral health specialists, and on and on and on. Do not take tax advice from caseworkers. Educate yourself. Go to www.irs.gov and see that the rules and definitions which constitute dependency for the child tax credit or claiming your child as a dependent are not just constricted to how long they live with you any particular year, but have to do with how much you can show that you paid in expenses related to the child. And if you are a parent who is involved with trying to protect your child or rescue your child from some type of state court, family court malpractice, or a court is simply overlooking and not enforcing a custody order where the parent, you haven't seen your child in years just because the parent is blowing off the court order and the parent's new boyfriend or girlfriend or new husband and wife has inserted themselves now as the primary caretaker and is running around showing paperwork as stepmother, stepfather, or whatever, primary caregiver, and getting benefits for your child. Don't let that deter you from using the forms that are available free at www.irs.gov to report the true nature of the dependency for that child in your household, that you are truly that child is your dependent for those purposes. And look and see what the definitions of a child are. They're also not limited to age. Okay. So, there's form 1040X, 1040X. Get that and go back 3 years. You can amend your taxes, where you realize that you're just learning this. You can amend your taxes. There's the innocent spousal release form, where you can let the IRS know that the liens that might be imposed upon you for food stamps or public assistance that was received when you guys were together, and then the other parent just goes off, keeps the kids, and files for them, or the other parent continues to file for the child tax and earned income tax credit, and the children are gone in a forced adoption, an illegal adoption, and is keeping all the earned income credit. You can report this fraud to the IRS to your benefit. One, to get the liens off of you, to restore your financial solvency, and two, to bring accountability to the other person that is many times having unreported earnings, working off the books. There are industries that change depending on the city where we move to, where there are different opportunities. Here in Philadelphia, it's where Eric Brown and Sandra Sullivan were able to mob assault kidnap Lorraine Grinage's children, my grandchildren, Ezekiel, Zakel Brown, and Ariel. Roxanne Brown and Eric Brown is able to make a lot of money as a mechanic, while Sandra Brown defrauds Social Security disability. And so Sandra Sullivan Brown Kearney defrauds Social Security disability. And say in Alaska, where we had our our affidavit testimony yesterday on the 17th, where Rhonda Palmer, Chris Dieter, and Hannah Tanner will sue State of Alaska, OCS, their claims against OCS, OPA. The people of Alaska are moving against State of Alaska, OCS, OPA, and DOC, Department of Corrections, as well. There's the fishing industry there, where people are able to pick up thousands of dollars by going on a fishing boat, industrial fishing boat, and not have to report it, while the parent, in this case Rhonda Palmer, has to pay Jason Tanner a child support. Okay, so there's Form 1040X. Get Form 33, IRS Form 8332. Yeah. Look in the written description with this video. It'll tell you everything. It'll tell you the forms to get. Go to www.irs.gov. Do not take tax advice from a DHS, DHHS, DCF, OCS, who else is there? CPS, ABC, XXYZ caseworker or state employee who has no vested interest in what the heck happens to you, and all the interest in the world as to how much money they can put in their pocket. Okay, God bless everybody. Here's the rest of the video. It's 6 minutes.
Can federal crime victims created... Oh, this announcement went out the day after the election. November 7, 2012 by Roxanne Grinage. Can federal crime victims created by official corruption, fraud, civil rights violations hope in President Obama's second term? Yes, we can. Ezekiel and Ariel's grandma, Roxanne Grinage, will report full U.S. citizens control public docket database 2060 federal crime victims verified by standard access to claims intake assessment. We're going to focus on, this is November. You know we're in tax season. Anybody who prepares taxes, I'm not a paid tax preparer this year, and I wasn't last year. But one of my expert certifications was when I used to be a paid taxpayer. I got expert certified in tax preparation and tax advisory service. So naturally, when I'm working for any client providing a plethora of services, multi-services, I check out and make sure their tax reporting held, that they have options for a 1040X and so on. Everything that we do is pro se. We prepare the document or the form that the claimant filed, the crime claimant or the tax does, signs themselves, files on their own behalf. Okay. So here we noticed in the gathering of data, we noticed many claims where social workers, after they took your kids, would advise the person that they took the children from, male or female. Remember, gender, there's no gender, there's no profession that is exempt. Get over that gender blaming thing. A people-eating machine does not care about your race. It doesn't care about your preferences, your lifestyle, whether you're male, female, whether or not you had a sex change. Don't care. If you have a head and a torso, you are billable. It doesn't even care about your age. Disabled and elderly are taken all the time from their loved ones for billability. The contractor providers are nursing homes and hospitals, Okay. Higher lift. Roxanne Grinage is the grandmother of 6810 Eric Brown and Sandra Sullivan Brown Kearney mob assault abducted children of Lorraine Grinage, Ezekiel Zakiel Brown, and Ariel Roxanne Brown, and the legal assistant, marketing careers project manager, whose standard access to standard services business practice model has verified more than 2,060 federal crime victim witnesses, pro se litigants, compensation claimants, voters, and U.S. economy careers contributors. So we have a new administrative solution series. We had another one. Everything back there. When child abuser perjury causes malpractice of federal and state statutes, there is an administrative solution for every market entering challenge. So here we have a need for, we're demonstrating what the data tells us there's a need for. Because it just didn't happen to Grinage family. We took what we're doing, forging solutions, the challenge being how do we act lawful but aggressive. Don't acquiesce, don't let these deadlines pass, don't ever say this was okay. Don't ever just go away quietly, but still act lawfully. So we said, okay, the IRS has a set of definitions for what constitutes dependency or legitimate Schedule C expenses, right? And the social worker may or may not have a degree in anything. They're usually caseworkers who don't even know what the heck they're talking about. So, one, the person who's telling you you can't take your child as a dependent that is sitting in a foster home somewhere that you're fighting to get back from court isn't even qualified to give you tax advice. And two, they would like it very much if you didn't let the IRS know that that child is your dependent in a capacity taken and you're in a lawsuit dispute trying to rescue that child, and you do have legitimate expenses related to the protection and care of that child, right? They would love that. So we're saying to educate community, laypersons who know nothing, ever prepared us for this type of assault. We didn't go to school for this. Our mothers and grandmothers never told us about this. Our grandfathers never told us about this. Our patriarchs of our families and matriarchs were out working, trying to take care of us and provide for us. Never in a million years did they ever dream that they would have to tell us to look out for kidnap, for profit. Okay, so children, disabled, or elderly relatives didn't live with them due to legal malpractice, parent abduction, contempt of court, or official corruption, fraud, civil rights crimes. My child or disabled or elderly relative may not have lived with me this tax year, but I have proof my legal malpractice parent or agency employee misconduct abducted loved one is my IRS dependent. Contact Roxanne Grinage, telephone 267-444-0594 or higherlyrics.org. Or just share this video, okay? And just go to the IRS website, www.irs.gov. Comply with that agent. That's a big agency, okay? They don't have the same definitions as Children Protective Services does. All right, learn who you're talking to and learn who you're dealing with. All right, to go with that venue. All right, I'm going to have to stop right here.